Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you have been well. My goodness, it's been a minute. No, I'm lying. It hasn't been a minute, it's been a lifetime. We have been MIA, but life happens to the best of us. I can say that as much. Thank you so much for sticking with the channel, and I'm back. We are back. We are live until we get this right. We're gonna keep on trying to be as consistent as we can be, and yeah, try to produce as much content as we can. But for now, we are back, and we are hopefully gonna stay here forever and ever. So yeah, let's get into it. As you can see, the title of today is giving you guys a live update, a mini life update, because if I had to give you a whole update of what happened in 3 years, it would take a whole year to actually catch up, because there's been a lot that has happened. Exhibit A. But anyway, let me get into it. So yeah, man, since I think my last video was a lockdown budget review. Yeah, that was the last video that I posted. But then I became very, very active on Instagram, and YouTube was just, oh man, it was just something else for me to I actually was shooting content, but then putting the content on YouTube was the problem, because other things consumed me. Life happens to the best of us, and I mean, as long as we can still come back to our dreams and nurture them, I think that's when we would be winning in life. So exactly where do I start with this update? I think maybe if I can go back to 2020, because I think that's where I went MIA. 2020, what happened? I went to the United States on secondment. I was in Philadelphia. It was the best time of my life. Oh my goodness, I saw my dreams coming true. And I obviously stayed there for 2 months, and then the 1 month it was locked down. It didn't work. I met other colleagues. We roamed around America and traveled, and it was absolutely nice. I saw my dreams of wanting to live overseas come true. But then we got repatriated, and I was back in South Africa, right? This was May 2020. And then I was out of a job because my employer wasn't hiring. There was no work. Everything was just closed down, and it was just a period of uncertainty. So yeah, between May and July, I took a break and I rested, and I had plans of going home, because obviously my emergency funds were running a bit low. So I was like, I'm gonna go home. But then there came an opportunity where I could venture into being an independent contractor. So I partnered with this Black-owned company, where I was their independent senior auditor. And yeah, man, it lasted for about 2 months. I did that with them for 2 months, up until September 2020, when my previous employer, who had taken me to America now, came back and said, hey, we've got other exciting opportunities. You're starting with Australia now. I'm like, hey. Make things happen. So yeah, no, I started with the employer, and yeah, we did audits in Australia, and then right after that we did busy season for America as well. It was a great time with my employer, and yeah, man, it was nice time. Then 2021 came. This year was a year that a lot happened. 2021 was a year. Okay, I got with my man. We got engaged. Yay. Another highlight is that I paid off my first car. Bumblebee was paid off in 2021, and also in 2021 I bought my first property investment, which was, yeah, it was like the highlight of that year. And then I managed to save up some money, and then build for mama. And And yeah, man, I just kept on pushing with that building. And then in 2022, I thought I was gonna just finish my mom's house, mama, and then I'm gonna start with myself, because you know black text will dribble you. But anyway, 2022 wasn't just about the house, but I got, oh yeah, another thing that happened in 2021, I got engaged, right? And then in 2022, it was me building the house for mama, and then I got pregnant. Yay! I got pregnant with my baby. And then yeah, that was it for 2022, and I finished mama's house. I definitely finished mama's house, because my thinking was that if I'm gonna start a new life with a new baby, I don't want it to, you know, be on my shoulders, because I know that it can be tough, especially with now. I just didn't know how things were gonna work out with raising a baby, and now having this big responsibility at home of having to build a whole house. So I cashed out my savings and I finished my mom's house, like zero, naked, bank balance, zero. But anyway, that wasn't worrying me, because I was done with that part of my life. I am happy, I'm proud, and I thank the Lord for giving me the discipline to be able to do that. Yeah, 2023 came and I got a baby. But before that, I left my employer. In January, and I started my maternity leave right there and then in January, right? I was supposed to start in February, but because I left employment, I started in January. And then February, my little boy came. It's a boy. Yeah, my little boy came, and I have been so blessed. We actually have been so blessed, and it's amazing. It's really amazing. And yeah, that's just a little update. And yeah, also what I forgot to mention, in 2020 I registered an accounting and tax company, which I am running currently. It's been 3 years now, and yeah, the company is still going on, and it's going on even stronger this year, because that's what I'm working on, and obviously this platform as well. And yeah, that's I think that's to sum up the catch up that I needed to make. And also we have a podcast that is coming up. Shh, I will tell you all about it, but it is housed after my passion for finances. You know I love talking about money. There can never be a day where I don't give financial coaching, where I don't engage or facilitate conversations around money. I love money. Can it please love me back? Can it please love me back? Because I love money. I love engaging in personal finance. I love engaging in financial literacy holistically. Hey, I love talking about money, and I think that it is the podcast will be a platform for us to actually engage about such topics, and learn from each other. And yeah, man, I'll tell you more about the podcast, but right now let's get into the episode of the guys. You won't believe what happened. Well, my mother, I had to go feed my child and put him to bed, and I'm recording at night, right? So yeah, I even made myself a cup of tea. Yeah, I wanted to get to the topic of this video. Most of you who know exactly what is happening have been asking me how I survived lockdown without a job, and you've been asking how I've been surviving now without a job, basically no payment, unemployment, with no money coming in, and how am I surviving, knowing that I have, expenses and commitments to pay for. So, what I can say is that it can be an easy journey if you take your finances seriously, in the middle of when things are good. It can can set your path. It can really make life easy for you. So what I personally was doing when I was earning money is that I used to manage my finances really, really well. Firstly, I started with budgeting. Remember, I shared a video on how you can go about budgeting, how you can go about setting a financial plan for yourself. Please go back to that video and have a look. But in short, what I have adopted for myself has been the 50-30-20 rule. Meaning, what does that mean? That means that any income that I receive, no matter what, it can be income from a salary, it can be income from a side hustle, from a gig, from whatever source, you keep the ratio of 50-30-20, or you make it your own. You know, we're not all gonna need 50-30-20. Some people need 90-10. Some people need 70-20-10. You can define it however you want, but the most common one that is that I have been using has been the 50-30-20, meaning that the 50, I use it for my needs, like the things that I need that I cannot live without, like the home that I live in, rental, bond, and the car that I drive because I need to go to work, I need to get around, you know, food and all of that, the needs. And then the 30% goes to your wants. Yeah, it can be whatever you want, whatever you want. And then the 20% goes to my savings and investments. And I started with savings because it's very important to differentiate between savings and investments, because these two are not the same, but that is a video for another day. So yeah, that is how I have actually been surviving. It's because I have savings. Okay, I've been having savings and they've been helping me, and I am an advocate of an emergency fund. I cannot stress this enough, guys. If there is any way to start on your financial journey, on your journey to fixing your finances and setting your finances right and getting your ducks in a row, is to actually, and getting your ducks in a row, not a row. If there's any way to begin, is to actually begin with an emergency savings account. Okay, what is an emergency savings account? It is that account that saves you in cases of emergency. Now, emergencies are different for everybody. You define them how you want them to be. But an emergency fund is not a fund that should fund your friend's birthday or your friend's or cousin's wedding that just came up, you know, a week ago. Moto au invited to a linyalo, and now you must take out money to buy that fancy dress. That is not an emergency, man. You know, I think we all define emergencies very differently, but at the end of the day, it should amount to being an emergency. Remember, you want to create this account, the aim of it being that it must save you in times of need, like it's saving me during my time of employment. That is a good thing that I did for myself. I made my money work for me. You know, it was nice receiving money and all of that, and now it's gone dry. Yeah, it's gone dry. Yeah, but now I find myself safe because I have an emergency fund. And if there's one thing that I can really vouch for, is the benefits that it's given me right now, and the benefits that it gave me during COVID when I did not have a job. Get an emergency fund if you don't have. Okay, so yeah, I did tell you that I did the 50-30-20 method, and that's just how I go about my budgeting, and that's how I am surviving unemployment. And yeah, I think other questions I'll be addressing in the videos that are coming, but then the purpose of this one was to mainly come back and make my way to coming back on the platform, and I hope you guys will stick with me as I take you through my journey, as I share my life with you, because as you have seen, we have actually renamed the channel to be Life with Keba. Yeah, it is actually a name across my social media platforms, and if you follow me on Instagram, you will see that we are growing there as well. So yeah, join me if you are new here, and if you are one of my old subbies, guys, thank you so much for sticking with me, and I hope that you will stay part of this family, and you will support, and you will help me to grow, and let me know what you would like me to improve on. Until I see you next time, guys, keep well, and yeah, let's keep pushing, and let me know what you would like me to address, especially when it comes to finances. I did mention that I have a podcast that is coming up, that I'm cooking up, which, yeah, we will be discussing money in general, and we will also be covering taxes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to sharing that journey with you. Do let me know in the comments what you would like me to be covering, either here or on the podcast. Anyway, I'm hoping that some of the episodes from the podcast will be shared here as well. So yeah, stick along and do press the notification button, the notification bell, and do subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you on my next video. Thank you guys for joining me. Love you.